13 of CarlRyds plays Prison Architect. In between the last episode, I've done some buildings down here and also finished off some of the walkways around these areas as well and mapped out our second cell block. And also I've rearranged the chapel a little bit, and the guys have been starting to make the library shelving. Put the books on the library shelves there. Still a load to do, but our guys have been getting on with that as well. The first thing I want to do in this episode is do a tool cleanup. So if we go to our grants page here, we can select tool cleanup, and we need to remove the supply of stolen tools and stolen weapons throughout the prison. And I'm going to do that by having a shakedown. Shakedown, shakedown. So all of our guards will now be going through everyone's cells and other areas of the prison to find contraband tools and weapons that shouldn't be in the prisons. We're finding loads of stuff in the holding cell down here. And if we go on intelligence and 24 hours, we should see these ones being found here. So we found lighters that was thrown over the wall. That's the owner there. He had a needle that was thrown into the deliveries area. You shouldn't even be allowed in that area. What else we got here? Booze. It's thrown over the walls as well. A lot of thrown over the walls stuff going on here. So we're getting through this shakedown. So we need to remove the supply of tools and weapons. So supply is currently high on narcotics, quite a lot as well, and the demand is quite high as well, but we are finding them as we go through all the areas of the prison. And once we got rid of them all, oh, some booze there, some cigarettes thrown over the wall. Sure, there's some booze that just came up with. Yep, booze. Owner unknown, because it was obviously in the holding cell, but it was brought in, smuggled through visitation. The dogs should be picking those up though, so the dogs should be sniffing those out. So actually, that medicine was thrown over the wall there, and then picked up by the dog when he went into the visitation to find, to see his family. A lot of stuff being detected by metal detectors here. So he hid it in the little phone booth there. His little shank that was thrown over the wall here. Alright, so we got rid of the tools. We're just waiting on... So we got rid of the supply of stolen tools, we just need to get rid of the supply of stolen weapons. So we'll do another shakedown, just in case we missed anything while they're in bed. So they've got no way of hiding it from us. So in this episode, we are going to be having... We're on Alpha 34, by the way, the new Alpha, so there is like a new shop. So every time your guys are working, they're now earning money. So in the future, we will be opening a shop. But in this episode, for the moment, we're going to be opening a mail room. First thing I want to do is, not that, although it's good to look at the prison grading. So 42% of our prisoners currently reoffend, and the rest of them don't reoffend. Our punishment's good, reforms not so good, security's good, health not so good as well. So we had 4 deaths in custody, 1 escape, 7 paroled early, 0 reoffended, and we haven't got to executions yet. And our prison is valued at $320,000. So the first thing I want to do is Taser rollout. So that's going to be researched by our chief, so he's researching that now. And basically that's going to allow us to give tasers to our normal guards. Now, they're $400 each, and we have 20 odd guards, so I don't want to give them all tasers. But once it's been researched, we're going to run a taser certification, which happens in the classroom. 100 per session, 10 places, so we can have 10 of our guards getting tasers at once, so it kind of staggers it over a few days, so we don't end up with so many issues with that, with us spending all that money all at once. Alright, so we are going to start our little mail room. I think we're going to put it up here. So I might put the shop here and the mail room here. So let's get on with that. So the mail room. It's basically a room where mail comes into the prison and that is distributed to the prisoners. So we need a sorting desk and we need a table. So sorting desks, I believe, are the same ones that were in the library as well. So put those in, and we need some tables as well. So bob those in there. So this is where all the mail will be put in. And we'll put a little bit of CCTV in here as well. And yep, so that'll be open during work time, I believe. It should be wired up. So what's it wired up to currently? It's currently wired up to the door control system, but this one here is for work time, this timer. So I'm going to open that there, so it'll be open during work time. So here we go. In fact, I'm just going to move these a little bit because it's not symmetrical and it's annoying me. So I need to wire up the CCTV monitor, so that's for the thingies, so that's for the cell blocks, so this one is for all other areas of the prison. Okay, so I'm going to move these slightly because I'm sure I have a little bit of OCD. So now they're symmetrical. There's 2 blocks here and 2 blocks there. I know. So they're currently having their free time at the moment. Need to keep an eye on needs and just see where we're up to with the needs at the moment. So I believe the mail room, once they get mail, will do like their family needs and things like that. Will help discharge those needs. So we've got sorting desks. So if we go to logistics and prison labour, we can have 13 jobs in here. So I'm just going to put in 5 for the minute. And in the library, I'm just going to put 5 jobs, 6 in the cleaning cupboard. Kitchen, I'm going to do 5 as well. 5. Library, I'm going to do 5. Laundry, sorry. I might do a bit more in the laundry because we do need that 10. And the workshop makes a lot of money, so I'm going to have jobs in there as well. I'm trying to make sure that I don't spend too much money because every day your prisoners are working on your finance sheet, you're paying them wages, which then they'll be spending in the shop in a future episode. So we're probably going to do that next episode, is open the shop. That way they can start spending some of that money and we'll get some of that money back. They also get money through visitation as well, so their family can give them some money. So he's got $33 currently, and his family can give him some money while he's in visitation as well, and they can, I'm sure they can send it through the mail system maybe, but I know they can do it in visitation. So our guys are coming here to work at the moment. There's think there's anything for him much to do. So he's got $6 at the minute, and he's got 33. But there is actually no mail. I don't know when the mail actually arrives. I think it arrives at 8 AM. So for today, we don't actually need these guys in the mailroom because there's nothing to actually sort. And I'm not going to pay them just to stand around in the mailroom. Logistics. So prison labour. Looking good. There's people in the laundrette. Not really doing a lot. So we're going to take that down to 5. These guys, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in there. So they'll also be able to work in the shop as well in the future. What's he actually doing? Cleaning indoor area. What's he holding there? No idea. No idea what he's actually holding. I think he's meant to be holding a broom like the other guy, but I think there's a sprite issue, so that's a bug for introversion to sort out. So let's see how our taser rollout's done. So our taser rollout is fine. So we can go into programs. Kitchen safety's on, workshop safety's on. Just reschedule everything. 2 interested in foundation, 6 passed, 40%, not bad. Gonna start that drug treatment because no one's actually going to it. Spiritual guidance, people are going to that, so that's really good. Look, there's people working in the library there sorting books out. So they go on the shelving, and guys can come and get books during work time to read in their cells. That's awesome. So if we go down here to taser certification, I'm going to put 10 on there. So between 6 and 7 AM, 10 of our guards will go and get their taser certification. So it's led by the chief in the classroom. Sessions last 1 hour. It says each prisoner requires a school desk, but it's actually a guard. For guards only. Staff only. Can be outside of work hours, easy to pass. And then they'll get their tasers. And that way, we'll be able to put down people who are fighting easier by tasering them, rather than shooting them with our armed guards, which is not very fun. What I want to do is take a look at informants and see what kind of guys we've got in at the moment. So we've got some extremely strong, but he is a snitch, so he needs to be protective custody. But we don't actually have like protective custody or Supermax at the moment. So this area down here that I've built out of episode that currently has an armed guard stationed in it is going to be our MaxSec and protective custody areas. So in deployment, I'm going to select MaxSec only and Supermax only and protective custody only. So these areas will only be for those types of prisoners, and that means that they're safer than they otherwise would be in terms of protective custody, but obviously our Supermax guys are just being kept out of the way. So I'm going to build 2 cells in each section for the moment. I'm not going to build a massive area for them because that'd be a little bit silly at the moment because there's not that many of them. These cells are not that big, so might have to do this slightly differently to what I was planning. Get those in there. So can't do that there, so what I might do is that like that and put the door on there instead. I do that and that. Drains, doors, just like every other cell really. And shower head as well. So that would be a cell, and that would be a shower. And I need a jail door. Pop that there. Oh, that guy is... what's up with him? Is he alright? Look at how much cash these guys have got. So he's got 16. So basically, when you open the shop, you have like... I think everything costs $5. So I'm just going to put my jobs in the mailroom there. But yeah, $5, I believe, is how much you can spend on each item. So we'll be opening the shop in a future episode. I do want to open this side as well, so I need my metal detectors on here for our cell block. Pop that on normal and get ourselves... Basically this episode I'm just going to be tidying up some of the inconsistencies that we have in the prison at the moment. So I'm going to put some door servos on there. So this timer is for eat and this timer is for work. So what I might do is put another timer that is for any outside of sleep times, which can be used for cell doors as well. So we need some power into that there, and we're gonna need actually... oh, I already did it. I thought I hadn't done it, but I had already done it. There we go, there's our protected custody prisoner in his little cell block there, having a good time. And now I just need to do the same on this side, and then we'll sort out the ones for our drains for our other prisoners, our other Supermax prisoners as well. Put that in there. Toilet and a shower head. Needs a little bit of light in here as well, don't we? These ones have not got much light in them. So I'll put in a cell here. Do that. And put in our shower. So he's all good. I need to do the same on this side as well. So pop it there and there. Bob a bed in. Drains. Doors. So any guys that we think are really causing us issues, we can make them super max and put them in this area on their own out the way. And any prisoners who are snitchers or like cop killers, or because our guards won't like them very much, so they might end up dead, will be in protective custody. So let's bob in our cells. So this area as well. Bob in shower and shower. Now we don't currently have any super max guys, but I know there's a few of the max ones that are pretty bad, so we'll be able to move those into super max in the future. So if we go to regime, you'll see everyone currently follows the same regime, but protective custody and we don't have any super max guys at the moment. But basically we're going to keep these guys locked up because we can't have them just walking around with everyone else, because it's just going to be really bad. They're not going to... what we could probably do maybe is give them a little bit of free time outside of everyone else's. So maybe like when other people are sleeping, we can give them some free time. They can sleep at different times, but for the moment we're just going to keep them locked up. Maximum security, we might have them working either, because like it's going to get dangerous. So we're getting in some... so he's just got to stay there basically. In his little cell there. It's for his own security, and you see up here everyone else is in free time, but he's in lockup. So we've had one of our prisoners released early as well. That's really good. It's a 3,000 because he didn't reoffend. And we've got guys not looking like they've got much chance of passing a lot of these. That guy might. The guy probably won't. So there's like one guy in that class. So look, some of our guards there have got their tasers. So we've got 10 guards who have got tasers, who have gone through the program. And so 10 of them passed, 5 in queue. So we have 25 guards. 3 of them are on guards who have tasers anyway. The dog guys are getting tasers as well, I presume. So some of our guys have got tasers, and some of them haven't, but they'll be getting them in the next lot of guard taser training, which will be in 6 AM tomorrow. And we want to bring in some more guys as well. So intake, we can take, I think it's 7 more. So that'll give us some money as well. Look at our guys there. In the old so I reckon we only need 3 in there, because there's 3 tables. Mail room. I think there's any more objects we need in there, is there? It's just the table and the sorting desk, but there's only 3 sorting desks. But you do need some guys to go and deliver it as well, so I think 5's fair. 6 in there. Maybe a little bit more in there. 5 in there. And our guys in there. So we've got all of that happening as well. Just going to do another shakedown just to get rid of any weapons and tools, so we can hopefully get our grant on that one. You'll see that 40% of our prisoners have passed the education reform programme as well. So we're just waiting on our new prisoners. So I'm just going to speed up the video until we're nearly done with the shakedown and we've nearly got our new prisoners as well. So I've just been looking at intelligence, and 2 of our guys are saying that they'd like to be potential confidential informants. Actually, he's just stopped saying it now. But this guy's saying he wants to be a potential CI, which means he can give us information about the prison that we wouldn't already have known. Now, he's been in for 5.8 years, so he probably knows quite a lot. He's been above security, and he's in for a couple more years. Let's see what he's like. So he probably knows quite a lot, to be honest. So he wants out of solitary confinement. So he's in solitary for another hour, and he wants out of there to be a potential CI. So I think we're going to hire him. So we'll go to his experience and recruit informant. So he'll be let out of there now by a guard, and he'll give us intelligence. We've got another guy who wants to be in intelligence as well. So he's got 50% coverage, so we can activate him at any time and bring him to the security room, and he'll be able to tell us about things in the prison that we currently don't know about. I want to look at this guy a second. This guy is deadly and quick. What's he been? So he's attacked staff, murder, found, So this is all the things he's done in our prison. So he's not a very nice guy. He's 97% that he's going to re-offend. So I'm going to actually make him Supermax. So he'll now go to the Supermax section of the prison. And if we go into regime, we can lock him up just the same as we do with protective custody. So he'll be out the way, so he won't be causing any more trouble in our prison, and that'll keep us a little bit more safer. So we're starting to get some mail satchels delivered to the prison. Currently I have no letters in them, but that'll be what will be carried around and given the mail to the prisoners. Once we get some mail, which I believe comes at 8 AM, with our prisoner intake and our first deliveries of the day. Let's see how things are going down here. Our shakedown is still underway. Finding more stuff. We still haven't managed to remove the supply of weapons yet, so I think that's more of a issue with actual security in terms of, like, here for example, like these normal doors and things like that, so we can work on that over time, but the supply is quite low. Narcotics is still quite high, luxuries is quite high as well, so we need to work on security as we go through making changes to our prison. So I'm just going to fast forward again until we're closer to 8 AM. So we're coming up now to 8 AM and we've just spent a fortune on tasers, as you can just see there, from our new guards who have passed taser certification. So we're getting in our prisoners here. They're coming in the buses. So we're having 9 new prisoners. And they're all waiting for guards to come and get them, take them in and process them through the reception room. And you'll see the majority of our guards now have tasers, so they can deal with any issues that happen within the prison. That's really good. And we're getting all of our usual stock for the day as well. What we find in here, we're finding weapons. It's really good that once prisoners are brought in to the reception area, they are strip searched, so anything that's found on them will be taken off them before they go into the prison. So our guys are just giving them new uniforms, and the old uniforms are going to the laundrette, which is going to wash them and give new uniforms to the prisoners. All these exports going out as well, and we could also sell some of these. I want to get more prisoners working in the workshop because it's a really good daily income. We do have to pay them, but now, as of Alpha 34, but it's not too bad because we only spent $126 yesterday. We had exports of over 5,000, so that's not a problem at all. And we're getting a little grant for days without incident, which will be helped by our new tasers as well. And we're getting prisoner grants, federal grants, everything like that. So our guys have got their tasers. We have our mail rooms set up. There's some mail there waiting for a little bit of work time. So in the regime, they're eating at the moment. 93% of them have been fed, which is really good. So they're currently eating, and they're going to have 1 hour of free time, and then we're going to put them to work for 5 hours. And some of our guys are going to be working in the mail room. So our guys are wanting to go to the chapel to have a little nice... oh, so we've got a spiritual leader. That's great. So he's going to be doing it at 2 PM, I guess. He's going to be doing some spiritual guidance. A lot of our guys are coming in there. And it'll also help the guys be a lot calmer in the prison. as well. So he started his teaching some spiritual guidance there. And we got some guys working in the mailroom here as well. So they're sorting the letters, and those letters will then be put into mail satchels, as is happening there. And then those mail satchels will be taken around the prison and delivered to the prisoners. Last few letters happening there, so I think we've got a few too many guys working in here, so I'm going to take it down to 3. And there we have it. Mail satchels, so to deliver mail. And there he goes. Follow this guy around. So he's waiting for someone to open the door. Guard's going to come and do that. And he's going to deliver the mail to the prison cell. So they'll read that and they'll be happy, and they'll have family needs done as well. So last thing I want to do is make sure this is set to any security group. So apart from lock up and sleep, I want everything else to be open on that door control unit. So I'll connect that to the status light and connect it to these 2 door servos as well, so they remain open. And I also want to connect the main door security system to these doors as well, so they can be opened remotely by our guys. So that should be every door sorted out on there as well, and you can see the red lines are the ones that have probably been activated by our guys in the security room. So they've got their mail, and that'll and there'll be more mail at 8 AM tomorrow. So a letter from Curtis's father. I'm sure they've been read before being delivered to the prisoners, maybe. There he is, he's got his letter. And he's read it. And I believe now that goes back to the mailroom, maybe, or it might disappear. I'm not entirely sure how that... it just disappears. So he's read that, and now his family need has been tweaked. So under the needs, it affects their family need, and maybe their comfort need as well, I believe. But that's it for this episode of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. As you can see, we've got a lot of exports going on as well, so we've got a really well run prison. In the next episode, we're going to be opening up the shop for our prisoners to spend their money that they've earned over the days doing their various jobs. So join us for that in the next episode, and we'll probably get started on cell block B as well. That's it for this episode. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!